The bridge of the Galactic Sovereignty flagship Eternal Dominion hummed with quiet arrogance. Supreme Commander Vorix stood at the center of the holographic display, his 8-fingered hands clasped behind his scaled back. His species, the Kreth, had conquered 47 star systems in 3 centuries. They did not lose wars. They ended them. The communication channel crackled open. On the screen appeared a single human. A man in a plain military uniform, no decorations, no ceremony. He looked tired, the kind of tired that came not from weakness, but from too many long nights solving problems others called impossible. His name tag read, Colonel James Hawkins, United Earth Defense Command. You have 48 of your hours, Vorix announced, his translator perfectly rendering the contempt in his voice. To surrender your homeworld unconditionally. Resist and we will reduce your planet to ash. Your species is young, primitive, and laughably fragile. This is mercy. Colonel Hawkins said nothing for a long moment. He looked down at something off-screen, a coffee mug, Vorix assumed. He took a slow sip. Then he looked back up. I'm going to need you to repeat that, Hawkins said calmly, because I want to make absolutely sure I log the exact moment you made the biggest mistake of your very long life. Vorix blinked his 4 eyes. Is that a refusal? That's a promise, Hawkins said. The channel cut dead. In the war rooms buried 3 kilometers beneath the Rocky Mountains, humanity did not panic. Calculated. Lieutenant Colonel Rachel Morgan spread the tactical display across the table. Beside her stood Dr. Victor Hale, the lead weapons architect of Project Ironwall, and General Frank Donahue, a man who had spent 30 years preparing for exactly this moment. They're expecting us to fight like every other species they've broken, Rachel said, tracing the enemy formation with her finger. Defensive lines, planetary shields, surrender negotiations. Then let's disappoint them, Victor said quietly. What the Kreth did not understand about humans was simple, and it was the same thing every species underestimated until it was too late. Humans did not fight to survive. They fought to win, and the difference between those two things was catastrophic for anyone standing on the wrong side. Humanity had spent 10,000 years doing one thing better than any species in the known galaxy: killing. They had killed each other across every continent, across every ideology, across every resource and border imaginable. And somewhere along the way, they had gotten extraordinarily good at it. Then they stopped killing each other, mostly, and pointed all of that terrifying expertise outward. Project Ironwall was the result. The Kreth fleet moved in perfect formation. 40 warships. Enough firepower to crack a moon. They never saw the drones. 17,000 autonomous strike units, each no larger than a human fist, launched silently from cloaked carriers positioned in the asteroid belt. They had been waiting there for 6 months, patient, cold, utterly invisible to Kreth sensor arrays that were designed to detect large metallic objects, not swarms of individually insignificant ones. The drones didn't fight the ships. They found the seams, the exhaust vents, the communication relay nodes, the shield generator housing units. Every vulnerability that human engineers had spent 4 years cataloging from intercepted Kreth schematics. In 11 minutes, the flagship Eternal Dominion lost shields, propulsion, and weapons. Supreme Commander Vorix stood in the sudden darkness of his bridge, emergency lighting casting red shadows across his face. Damage reports screamed from every console. Around him, his officers scrambled in disbelief. The communication channel opened again. Uninvited, Colonel James Hawkins appeared on the screen. He was still holding the coffee mug. 47 civilizations, Hawkins said simply. That's how many you've conquered. Want to know something interesting? Not one of them was us. Vorix's mandibles clicked slowly. What are you? Hawkins set the mug down. We're the species that spent 10,000 years at war with ourselves and survived it. Imagine what we do to someone else. He leaned forward slightly. You came to our home, Commander. You threatened our families. You gave us 48 hours. He almost smiled. You had no idea what clock you just started. 3 days later, the Galactic Sovereignty Council received a single transmission from the 3rd planet of the Sol system. Contained no demands, no terms, no threats, just a message, short, direct, Unmistakably human. We're coming. Every last one of us. Congratulations. You just declared war on the most lethal species alive. The council chambers fell silent. For the first time in 3 centuries, the Kreth were afraid.